Rock Lab. Igneous rocks are rocks which solidify from molten material, magma. Cooling the magma can occur beneath the surface, plutonic, which you don't need to know, or on the surface, volcanic, which you don't need to know. Igneous rocks can be identified by determining the composition and texture of the rocks. Once these two characteristics have been identified, igneous rock identification chart is used to identify the rock name. So our chart is broken up by texture, whether it's coarse-grained, fine-grained, cellular, or glassy. This mixed one I got rid of. Our color is going to be light colored or dark colored. Okay. So the composition of igneous rocks is properly identified by determining the rock's chemical composition. This, however, requires chemical equipment and the apparatus that is unavailable in this lab. Fortunately, to determine the exact chemical composition is not necessary. Color is often an indicator of the composition of the rock or mineral and can be effectively used to identify the composition of most igneous rocks. Light colors include white, light gray, tan, and pink indicate felsic composition. Okay, so felsic is an important word. So when we take a look at light colored, those are going to be felsic. Okay. Felsic compositions are rich in silica, CiO2. Dark colors such as black, dark brown indicate mafic composition. Mafic compositions are poor in silica but are rich in iron and magnesium. Intermediate compositions have an intermediate color, often gray and consisting of equal parts of dark and light minerals. Beware that even though an igneous rock may have felsic composition, light color, the rock can contain dark-colored minerals. Mafic rock may contain light-colored minerals as well. As mentioned above, the composition of most igneous rocks can be identified using this system, formerly known as the color index. However, there are exceptions. The most notable is obsidian. Obsidian is volcanic glass which erupts as a lava flow. Most obsidian is felsic in composition. Felsic is light colored, but yet typically it will have a dark colored, dark brown to black. So it's going to look mafic, but most of the time it's felsic. And on this chart here, that's why obsidian is put into the light colored. So if we take a look at our rocks, we have coarse grained. That means that they cooled under the ground. We have fine grained, which means they cooled above the ground. In the ground is intrusive, out of the ground is extrusive. Cellular is going to be, means that it was blown up into the air and it's going to have air holes in it. And then glassy is obsidian. So if we take a look at our rocks, mafic is dark. So if it's dark and if it cooled outside or extrusive, we have basalt. If it was intrusive, we call it gabbro. So these have the same compositions. It just depends upon how fast the crystals cooled. Extrusive cooled fast, very small crystals. Gabbro took a long time to cool and has large crystals. Mafic, dark. Felsic is going to be light colored, and if it's extrusive, above the ground surface, we have rhyolite, and if it's intrusive, we have granite. Okay, so most of the time when you find rhyolite or extrusive felsic, it's going to have little air holes in it because most of the time felsic is going to come from an explosion. So a lot of times it's going to have a little air holes. Granite is going to have the light colored and it's going to be larger crystals. If it cools really fast, this is obsidian. That's volcanic glass. That's when that lava flow hits the water. And then the last one is pyroclastic material. Okay, pyro means fire, clastic means rock, and material. And we are only going to talk about pumice. Okay, so pumice is a rock with a whole bunch of air holes in it, and it is going to float in water. So pumice is our only one. And actually pumice is in lava. So once again, coarse grained is intrusive, fine grained is extrusive, light colored is felsic, dark colored is mafic. That is the Igneous Rock Lab.